Hello and welcome to Preparation Course Part 2. We are preparing for PMI Ready certification from PMI. Today we are talking about project management basics and project management roles. First of all, let's remind ourselves what a project is. A project is something temporary and unique, and usually it is executed step by step with certain rules and procedures. You can in the previous video we have discussed what the project is and what's not a project. Uh, Usually when we deal with project, we are dealing with limited resources. It happens all the time. You don't have money, you don't have people, people do not have skills, and you have to work with others, and it requires some nerves because everyone in the group has their own opinions and ideas and attitude and hopes for the project. And during execution of a project, you have to face a lot of challenges, issues, and problems. Projects can be tricky, and project managers have to deal with that. It's nice if the project has clear goals. Every project has to have clear goals, but it's not usually the case. There are some projects where there are no goals or the goals are not clear. Uh, let's imagine that we are building a Lego tower, something big like on the picture. If you want to build it, you can build it without any plan, without you just start building. But how much time will it need? How many blocks you need? How many people you need? How tall will it be? What is the foundation for that? How much weight it will be in the end? So these questions are has to be answered before we start the building, and usually we use traditional approach, which is also called a waterfall method. I will explain what is a waterfall, why it is called a waterfall method. In waterfall method, you have to have the final idea, the concept of the, in this case, the tower itself. From the beginning, you have to plan ahead everything. You have to count the number of blocks. You have to count the weight of every block. You have to count how much time one block has to a person can install this block at what time, at what rate, at what performance. So you have to plan it first, and you have to make one block by another block, and changes are tricky. For example, if you have a vision in mind that this tower has to be 12 meters high, and if you want to change it to 10 meters or 20 meters high, you have to proceed to the very elaborate process of change management, integrated change management. This is a waterfall method, and why it is called a waterfall. As you can see on this slide, on this picture, there are some tasks, and these are durations, these are weeks that these tasks are executed. First task, test the gizmo, start at week 1 and finish at week 2. The shaded areas are the weekends. So as you can see, there are a small black arrow from one task to another. It's like a waterfall. Water flows from one level to another level. This is why it is called waterfall. And this is usually waterfall is very common in construction industry, and it works very well for construction industry, but it doesn't work for every single project that we are encounter with in our business activities. So there's another approach that we are sometimes using is agile. Agile is the name of a method that, imagine we are building the same Lego tower, but this time we are using the agile method. And what it means that we do not have the concept, we do not know how many meters the Lego tower will be. We don't have a certain requirements for the color palette, and we have to be flexible. So agile is characterized by flexible plan. We have to start building immediately, and we have to build in small pieces, piece by piece, part by part. And the most important in agile is we get the feedback as often as possible. We regularly check with our friends, family, parents. We show them the completed parts of the puzzles of the Lego tower, and they decide if it's okay, if it's straight, or if it has to be corrected, if it has to be, we have to start from scratch and scrap the work we have done in the previous time period. Usually agile is executed in loops or cycles, or we call it iterations. So we start the work, we plan very small time period, maybe a week or 2 weeks. We plan, we design, and we build, and then we show it to the final customers, to our parents in case of Lego Tower. And if it's okay, we can finish. But if it's not okay, if it's not enough, we have to start planning another part and attach it to the previous parts and design and build, and we do it all over again. So this loop is very common in agile, and this is the core concept of agile, doing it in very small batches, small pieces, small steps in loop, in sprints. And there is another approach, which is the hybrid method, which combines both. For example, if we have to build a house and a car, we can choose uh, for the house we can choose a waterfall. For the car we can choose the agile method, and if we want we can combine both these pieces together. And in the project management world right now, it's the hottest thing to combine these approaches. We use both uh, both types, both advantages. Both these methods has their own advantages, so we are using both. So let's discuss what a project manager does in waterfall. If you are going to work as a project manager, eventually in some part of your life you will get a job. For example, you are building a house, you're constructing a plant, you're building a pipeline. So if you are choosing to execute this project in waterfall, you have to plan in advance before doing some work, and it will require a lot of effort, a lot of time. You have to calculate how many bricks, resources you need. You have to describe exactly what your how many people you need in your team and what they do, and how long should it take. You have to build a roadmap. And then maybe second phase is you have to design your tower. If this we are still talking about the tower, the Lego block tower, we have to create a blueprint. But creating blueprints for the tower might be a project itself, might be a phase of a project. And then we have to start building. But project manager usually do not do the work, do not do the labor. They just oversee, supervise, they control, they monitor, they plan, they direct, they lead, they influence. But their time is very valuable to spend it on laying the blocks. Project management can do a lot of harm, or a lot of or bring a lot of value if he or she applies the correct ways to execute the projects. And then my project management will have to test the build project, build tower, uh, start fighting with the issues if there have been one, and correcting the procedure of putting blocks together, maybe putting some glue. Once the entire Lego is built and complete, the project management makes sure that it is shipped, it is extracted or installed right where the customer wants it, and to provide the training and support and oversee the transition from to the final customer who will own operate this Lego tower for many years to come, I hope. And after that, he has to make sure that lessons are learned, that everything is in order, archived, everything, every document is submitted and proceeded as per procedure. So in the waterfall model, the project manager is like somebody who is guiding everyone, who is very wise and proficient in building complex Lego towers. And at the end, the Lego tower matches exactly what was previously planned. So the initial plan has to match the final product, or we are changing the initial plan if it is allowed, but you are always following the plan. This is the main idea of a waterfall. On the contrary, agile project management, when he or she starts to work, they do not know what the final product is. They are dealing with just this desire to build a Lego tower. How many blocks, how many meters, how high it is, it is not decided yet. This is how agile method works. We start working in small little pieces. We call it iterations or sprints, and we change a lot. We plan a lot. We plan much more than in waterfall method actually, because we plan every 2 weeks, every 2 or 1 week. We start with a plan, but we do not plan till the end. We plan just next couple of weeks, and we build iteration plans. We build our backlog, and then we design. We design just exactly amount of work that we are going to execute. So we are running with very small iterations, small sprints. And very important in the agile project is to show the intermediate results to the final customer, maybe to business and corporate representatives. Agile project management helps the team to demonstrate and get the feedback. And then we repeat, we review, we learn, and we do it in very small steps, loops, or cycles. We call it iteration or sprints. So an agile project management manager is like the guide of a team. He does not dictates what the team builds. He leads, he follows, he protects, he defends the team from external distraction, but the team is the main uh, actor during agile process. So this is the role of agile project manager. And on this slide you are seeing the difference between let's say on the left side is waterfall method, on the right side is agile method. It is called traditional or DSDM approach. Let's not discuss it here, but these are synonyms of waterfall on the left and agile on the right. So what do we see on these images, on these triangles? On the left triangle, on the waterfall part, we are seeing the features. For example, we have the plan to build the tallest Lego tower in the world. For example, it should be like 50 meters high. So we have to, and it's fixed. Uh, this is the goal of a project. Uh, it depends on the features, the time and cost. If you have 5 people, we have to pay them salaries for 5 people, and it will take like a year to build a tower of this size. But if we have 50 people, we have to pay them salaries for 50 people, and it will take like 3 4 weeks or 2 months to build a tower this high. This is waterfall approach. The amount, the volume, the scope of work is fixed, but the time and cost depends on many aspects of what you have, what resources you have. On the contrary, on the right, you are seeing the agile approach, where you can see the cost and time is fixed. Actually, we are using agile approach when we do not know what agile tower will look like, how many meters high it will be, how many kilograms or tons or pounds it will weigh. So we are fixing uh, our resources. We are uh, fixating the cost and time. So it will cost X amount of dollars, and it should take not more than 3 months. If we fix that, functionality will vary, it will be variable, because we start in small batches, and after 2 months, after 3 months, if we fix this date, we are finishing what we have done. We have finished in this 3 4 2 3 months, and that's it. Agile works like that. At some point, some product owner, some client decides that this Lego tower is enough, and we are just completing the final block, and we are done. This is the main difference between agile and waterfall. Let's proceed to the next lesson.